Officially, let's begin. My name is Gonzalo Duran. I'm the Vice Chairman for the Bronx Conservative Party. This is not a party meeting. This is more of introductory for my mayoral candidate and for individuals that are also planning to run for office as well. So let's call it a viable candidate event. Summit. Thank you, Jason. That being said, there's only three things I really want to talk about to you guys directly, and then I want you guys to do your feedback, to speak, why if you want to run, your experience of what it was like when you ran this past election as well. So the first thing that's most important is we won as a team, but we didn't win as individuals, especially in the Bronx. In other areas of New York City, we had some wins and we had some losses, but nothing to be bragging about, in my opinion. With Trump not winning New York, we lost out over 1 million voters trickling down, which I think our percentage would have been a lot better. And you know, there's a lot of faulty things that happened there. You know, the comments with the Puerto Ricans and Hispanics and all that stuff. You know, trickled some votes away. You know, and you know, his administration coming in, hopefully they can win those back. And that's what we're here for, in my opinion. So that being said, what's the catalyst for me? I believe the hardest part that we're going to have coming up is keeping our ballot access. So with the Republicans winning, and I have nothing against the Republican Party, we have to find some kind of commonality and working together, some synergy. But in the end of the day, we have our own ballots, and they have their ballots. And I want to make sure that our prestigious ones, our main attractive ones, are filled with conservative members within our ranks. But that's going to be up into the party members. You guys are the voting individuals. If you go into the county committee, that's what's going to be. As an executive board member, that's your position as well. And the harder and the louder that we speak is really going to be the action of it. And I hope this is the start of, let's say, some unity coming together in strength. Today I have Manhattan Conservative Party joining us. We have the Brooklyn Conservative Party, and I guess I'm representing the Bronx. You know, me right now, I just finished the congressional race. I think I did an incredible job with, you know, the support. With the support that we received on our state committee level and up into the Republican. You know, it wasn't as much as I would like to have seen, but you know, we worked with what we have, and I did my best. You know, I doubled what the last election for Congress was, and then 11,000 more than the last presidential election for the congressional district. So if you look at the numbers, and in a lot of places, people went up maybe 2,000-3,000 votes. Mine went up to 11, and I assume if you look at my numbers for the conservative line, we had 3,200 plus conservatives vote on my line, but we only have 3,400 active conservatives. So who are those extras? Those are Democrats that voted for me. So I believe working not only with the Republicans, but the conservatives and the Democrats are going to sway some of these numbers, because in the end of the day, we don't have the numbers, in my opinion. And until our numbers increase, everything that we talk about, or everything that we keep on pushing out there, in my opinion, is moot until our numbers increase. And the best way we can do that, and this is going to come into the second thing, is these right here. We need to start filling these. Each one of you is either a district leader or a former candidate or a candidate coming up. We need to increase our numbers through these. It gives us the information on how to contact them, the people that we can request for funding, people that we can actually come to events. These are the individuals that are going to make a difference in the upcoming elections. Now, I always walk around with these, and you know, I try to make it easy for you guys, you know, to be fair. And look, I highlight them for you, and then I even signed the Conservative Party for you guys right there. I try to make it super easy for you guys. if you guys don't take action right now, then you probably won't have another opportunity to run for office. I truly believe, once again, in my first part of what I said, with the Republicans winning, you know, they're going to be having clubs, associations, they're going to be popping up left and right. You know, those are going to be competitions, people taking away money from us, people that are going to be fighting for the ballot access that we're working for. So how do we combat that? Right here. Your friends, your families, people that you're getting to know in politics, people that are going to fund for you, they're going to petition for you, all those things. In the Conservative Party, in the last 2 years, if you look at the numbers, I put in over 250 individuals into the party. On top of that, the party itself has increased over 15% the first year, and then this upcoming election, finishing in November 1st, we surpassed 15%. When we see what's going to be next, I think we're going to reach close to 25% at the end of the year for December. I put in 36 right before they closed the registration time frame. So I'm still collecting these right now until the end of December, and then I'm going to start all over again for January. That's the way I'm marketing it. And for those that ran last year, you know, a lot of the work that was done, you know, I put in a good 50% of your work to get into the ballot. I may not be able to push that anymore because I'm going to be spread thin across the city if I'm running for my mayoral candidate. So, but that means we have to focus and get to the third objective that I want to get in. We have to pull our resources together. We have media here, we have nonprofit work here, we have individuals that are willing to, you know, fill a seat or petition. We have individuals that have experience with the financial part. We have social media influencers here. We have combatant individuals with who know the system in and out. So this is the time where we need to push in. I'm hoping that you guys take these today, and I'm going to set up another event in December that's going to be just right over here. We're going to be able to fit 150 people. There's going to be food and drinks and etc. That will be a more organized, but that's you guys making that effort too. I'm giving you an open platform. That one will get the media to come out. We'll get, you know, more district leaders and people that want to run to try to step up and speak and talk about why they believe they should run, etc., etc. Now, once again, my goal is to run for mayor. I need the state support on that, and I need the chairmen from the other counties to support me as well. This is why I'm pushing for the top individuals from Manhattan and from Brooklyn to back me up. I pretty much secured the Bronx, you know, to the most part that I can get. I'm looking forward to doing my interviews coming up, which is something that I wasn't expecting to even be brought up to me. But now that I know that there's a possibility, I'm going to work even harder to try to get the visibility that I need to put myself in that position. Because when it comes to that, I think it's $250,000 to make matching funds for mayor. I think I need over 1,000 or something just to make it on the ballot, you know, just the bare minimum. Obviously, I need to quadruple or, you know, 10 times that, you know, and realistically, you know, but that's only going to come if you guys are getting your numbers. Now, the Conservative Party, we don't have the numbers so that we can have easy slates. So if you guys don't know, when I'm running for, let's say, a mayor, somebody has to run for public advocate, somebody has to run for borough president, and somebody has to run for city council, and the judges as well. But we're probably going to have separate papers for those. And getting a signature from one person is hard enough when you have to tell them, sign one document. Now I'm going to ask them to sign 3 or 4 documents. It's not easy. But if you know these people, if you work with these people, it makes a lot. It makes a difference. So that's why I'm preaching to you guys that this is the most important thing that's going to circulate with you guys. You know, I'm going to leave off with the following. The Bronx didn't get, once again, we won as a team. You know, I'm glad Trump won. He didn't win the way I wanted him to win, but he won. Now we have the House, the executive branch and the Senate. So now, what excuse do we have on not pushing forward? You know, but as conservatives, we have to make sure that we have we put in somebody within our own ranks for the high-end positions. Two, we have to keep the mobility and the momentum that we've done in these last 2 years to continue. And three, we have to increase our numbers. We have individuals with skill sets. Let's put it all together. And I'm not saying that I need to be the top dog, but I think I've proven myself not only in the media, but in the work ethic, in building a solid foundation with you guys. Now we need to expand on that. So for December, let's try to fill that one completely up. With all your people, with all your resources, with everything that you have, I will give it all that I have, and I ask that you guys do the same this time. You know. So I'll leave off on that. The first person I'm going to ask to speak after me is Jose Padilla Jr., all because the most experienced person here. I think it's the most valuable thing that we can ask for. Jose, if you don't mind.
Thank you, Gonzalo. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming to the Viable Candidate Summit. My name is Jose Padilla Jr. I've been a district leader here in the Bronx for the Democrats, elected, not selected, by the way, a county committee member for the Democratic Party, and I've run for various public offices during several years. I just briefly want to talk about tonight the fact within the last 2 years how this conservative party has grown, and people are starting to take notice. And for many years we've been fighting for the underdog, and we've been trying to maintain the issues of the people in the community and raise them and raise their voices. And because of what's been going on within the last several years, I think there's still a lot of opportunity for not only the Conservative Party to grow, but for the public to understand what is being done and what the party can bring. Many of the issues that people voted on were immigration, the economic uncertainty that many people here in the Bronx have had. Right now, we have 30% of the Hispanic population that is food insufficient, and we've seen that people are voting on the issues, and the parties are starting to take notice, which is ideally great because it benefits those that are looking for the people to represent. And traditionally, what we've had here is that people will not, take your issues seriously if they don't see the numbers that are viable. And so, I just want to leave this on one note. We have an opportunity to not only expand the Conservative Party, but we have an opportunity to continue the work that's been done by Gonzalo and by the chairman, Patrick McManus. And we've seen the victories. And I will do anything that I can to not only expand the party, but also to bring the attention to get people registered, to start understanding the issues, to start voting on the issues, and not just go right down the line, because we've seen that for so many years, and obviously we understand that doesn't work any longer. When we have people not being able to survive, we have the highest number of eviction rates here in one of the districts in the Bronx, in Brooklyn. People are totally fed up. And that's what we've seen. And so, I just want to leave you guys with this. Hopefully we'll be able to work together, continue what Gonzalo has started, Patrick McManus has started, and we have many candidates here that I'll be willing to help out in anything that I can do, and we move forward. So, thank you for coming out. Thank you, Gonzalo, for giving me an opportunity to speak. And this will hopefully be the first of many events to come, and we move forward from there. Thank you.
All right, so, one of the people that we have to bring up as a main event, the big man himself, Jason Murillo. Now, in the last year, I say that because, and I mean that, because not that many people in Manhattan want to do the work. And I have personally not only done nonprofit work, but I also done the legwork in getting him not only situated with these right here, but he's expanded in himself. And now we got somebody that's willing to step up in Manhattan to say, I'm a conservative, I want to do the work, and my goal is to continue to helping him expand, build a solid foundation, so not only that he gets into office this upcoming year, but he becomes a threat in that area. So, Jason Mayoral, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing today?
All right.
Good.
All right. Thank you for coming out. I appreciate it. It is truly an honor to stand before you all today in front of all these distinguished pillars of our community and honored members of the New York State Conservative Party. As a candidate for City Council in District 2, my name is Jason Mayoral. And I am running because I believe in the future of this party, our city. And I believe in the strength of the values that built it. I've been a resident of the East Village, Lower East Side of Manhattan for the past 35 years. Where I grew up, went to school, raised a family, wonderful stepchildren along the way. I always found ways of giving back and being a positive role model to my community. Since adulthood, I've been an advocate for people with disabilities, families, and the elderly. I have worked with many nonprofits to provide vital services and programs to give back to our communities year-round. That provide vital services and programs to our community, such as providing book bags, school supplies, summer camps, summer youth programs, holiday toy drives, winter coat drives, meals for the homeless, helping veterans returning home, of course with my friends, Devil Dog USA, VOG Productions, J Empire Media, Henry C. Solomon, BGR, the Boys and Girls Club, among others. I've seen firsthand how hard work, faith, and personal responsibility could change lives. That's why I'm running for office, because I believe in those values and the potential of every individual, every family, and every community. My vision for the future. Today we face challenges, but I see a future where we could build a stronger, more prosperous community by staying true to the principles that have always served us well. Limited government, fiscal responsibility, personal freedom, and strong family values. I believe in the American dream, the idea that with hard work, anyone could succeed. But we need to ensure that our government respects our rights and doesn't strife the very opportunities that make this city, New York, and America great. I ask everyone this simple question. Don't ask what the city could do for you. Ask what you could do for your city. Conservatism is not just a set of policies, it's a way of life. It's about respecting the individual, championing personal responsibility, and fostering a society where freedom is paramount. We know the government should serve the people, not the other way around. It's about lowering taxes, ensuring a balanced budget, and creating an environment where businesses could thrive without unnecessary regulation. For me, it's about standing up to traditional values that keep our community strong. Family, faith, and respect for the rule of law has always been the bedrock of this nation, and they must remain at the heart of our policies. Now I know These values aren't always popular, everyone. And I know we face a lot of opposition. We all know that firsthand in this room. But we cannot be afraid to stand firm in our beliefs. When we stand together, united, when we fight for the things that matter most, we will overcome any challenge. This is not just about winning an election. It's about defending the principles that ensure a brighter future for our children and grandchildren and future generations, long after we're gone. And for that very reason, I'm asking for your support, not only just on the ballot box, but at every part of this campaign. I need your help to spread the message, to volunteer, to donate, and to make sure that every voice in our community is heard. Together we can make a difference, but it all starts with you. Your voice, your vote, your commitment to the future that we know is possible, working together and being united together. In closing, I am proud to stand for the values that made the city, New York, and America great, the greatest country on earth. And I'm ready to fight for all New Yorkers. And I'm ready to fight for you. Let's work together to make sure the future of this nation reflects the principles that has always guided us as Americans: freedom, opportunity, and responsibility. I thank you all for your time, for listening to me today, for having me here. I want to thank the Bronx Conservative Party, the Honorable Gonzalo Duran. I want to thank all the wonderful, fine gentlemen and women here today. In closing, together, standing united, we the people will make New York City great again. Thank you so much.
I thought you were going to start throwing it at people.
Not today.
Now, just to make sure, you said you're running, did you say what the district you were running for?
Yeah, City Council District. So.
I missed that part. I was too excited in the beginning, so my bad. So Jason already has his campaign website set up. He already has the foundation and everything put in. And in the end of the day, for the people listening out there, look, we need more people in Manhattan to start doing their effort, their part, when it comes to the conservative side. So the next person I'm going to ask to speak, once again, James could not be here. He's not feeling well, but his sentiment. James is going to be running for, I'm just going to speak briefly for him. He's running for City Council, I want to say 11 or 12. The one where Kevin, thank you. He's running, oh, perfect. We have his replacement right now.
What's up, brother?
So James is running for City Council 11. And he's already, I'm sorry, 12, sorry. City Council 12. And in his part, he's a photographer. We all know the things that he's been doing. If we put in all the resources from like that, let me give an example of something that he could do in that capacity. Say one of the things that is needed for every candidate every year is what?
Headshot.
A headshot. So now if somebody has a skill set as a photographer who does good headshots, guess what? We use that person across the board and build up their business. If somebody has a petitioning business or a newsletter, then what do we do for that person? We use them to build up across the city. If somebody has media experience, they make a campaign video, and what do? They do campaign videos for everybody. And that's how they do it, yet we're not unified in that capacity. But I'm hoping that will change in the current time. My first year was just trying to get on the ballot by getting 50 signatures. My second year was increasing the numbers and then making a name for myself. And now James Jason, etc., and Tyreek back there are doing those same things. So next up, since James was going to be the next speaker, the next one I'm going to ask somebody who's a big deal. I'm glad he came, not only because he's run for office before, but because he is one of the only known conservatives and recent to make matching funds. So let's get it on to Isaiah Vega.
Well, first off, thank you for that very warm introduction, Gonzalo. My name is Isaiah Vega. I ran for City Council in District 37 last year, 2023. And it is my honor to be here tonight in support of Gonzalo Duran for mayor. Now, I won't talk about my council run too much. He did mention the matching funds. I was the only Republican and conservative in District 37, Brooklyn, to have ever received the matching funds in the history of the matching funds program, which dates back, I believe, to '92. So, you know, big accomplishment. Only, what, 21? I was 21 then. So, tonight we're here to talk about, you know, the future. You know, I don't think there's anyone in this room more than I that is happy that Donald Trump won last Tuesday. Was it last Tuesday already? You know, and you know, having supported for him for 9 years, you know, I was very happy. And as Gonzalo said, you know, we won as a team, but locally, I think we have much to improve on. You know, throughout the state, we lost 4 congressional seats. We had a net loss of 1 seat in the state assembly, meaning, you know, they won 3 seats that we had, but we won 2 seats that they had. Hopefully we don't lose anymore because they're still counting, but we did gain 1 seat in the state senate. Now, last year, you know, we tried to capitalize on what many would consider a low turnout year. Fortunately, that did not work out for much of us besides Christie. Congrats, Christie. So this coming year, hopefully, will build upon what Trump has left behind for us by 1, increasing our numbers, and 2, you know, making the inroads that the party cannot. You know, one thing we are lacking is that the 2 parties, the Republican and the Conservative Party, have failed to work together in many ways more than one. This year, I did not run for office, but I was here in the Bronx, I was over in Brooklyn, and I was in Queens a lot. And one thing, you know, that I've seen across the board is that there's no help, especially from the party. There's no help and there's no unity. So hopefully this coming year we will have unity because 1, the city council is full of a lot of progressives, and these progressives are what's destroying our city. You know, Mayor Adams, I've called on him to resign already. You know, even if he's not the greatest, he's not a progressive, you know, he still has to go. He's corrupt. You know, all across the board, we have corrupt politicians. And if we don't unite, if we don't build our numbers, if we don't capitalize on what's been left behind to us, this city's just going to keep dying. You know, city of yes is especially one thing. You know, you have the whole city united against it, but the city council, and especially the mayor, you know, it's falling on deaf ears. They're going to ram it through. And what does that mean for us? It means the city's going to go under. So we have to, you know, really capitalize on what we've been given and hopefully win big next year.
Now, with the main speakers that I wanted to make sure, once again, we have Manhattan delegates, we have Brooklyn, and we have the Bronx. James is representing the Bronx, so we're going to switch that over to the next main man from the Bronx here today. Tyreek Goodman, he's running. He is the district leader for the 84th Assembly District.
Yes, yes.
He is running for City Council next year, and I will let him speak on why he's so awesome.
Well, first, I would like to say I didn't know I was supposed to dress so formal. I'm sorry. Regular clothes. I just came out of daddy mode, like literally. So running for office has taught me a lot of things, and one of the things that I have learned is that when I was running, for me, it had to be something more than just a title and a position. For the simple fact is, I never wanted it. I never even thought that I was suited to run. And usually a lot of people in our neighborhoods, they feel the same way. So they don't even focus on politics. They don't even care. Because it's like, where do I fit? Where do my voice change? And then when I got the opportunity and I actually started to realize that, hold on, by me doing this, it starts to bring awareness to those around me. And then those around me, they'll wake up, and then next thing you know, they're sitting there like, how did you do this? Now, this is the crazy thing. Within my neighborhood, right, I have kids who graduated high school, 4-year diplomas. Kids who went to college, bachelor's degrees, and they would die for this opportunity. They don't even think it's given to them. So when they found that I was running, the next step was, at first it was like, oh yeah, he's BSing, and then the pictures started to show and threw on the nice suit, and then it was just like, oh, okay, hold on, how can we get here? And what wound up happening is that it creates a vacuum of saying, if he can do this, why can't I? And if I know he only got a high school diploma and he just put the work in and he wound up here, I know I got way more credentials than him and I could be here. Those are the people that we need to attack. Those are the kids that we need to grab. Those are the ones that we need to tell them, hey, stick by us, learn what's going on, and become involved. And the best way, which my mentor, which I'm honored for him to be my mentor, you get what I'm saying? Like, he taught me was to actually put you in those settings to where you actually had to make change. And that man is Mr. Gonzalo Duran. Let's give him a hand of applause. And it was crazy because when we first met, I was very criticizing about politics, even how I felt about him. Like I told him, everybody always knocking on our door to get our petitions and votes, and then we don't hear from you. And then he threw it right back at me. Well, if you had the opportunity, what would you do for your community? Matter of fact, what have you done for your community? I'm looking at him like, that's your job. But at the same sense, he was right. And what he did was, he didn't only just challenge it, he opened the door. I know this kid don't know a lot, let me open the door and see. And then, once again, something that I didn't look towards, even when I was in it, it was still like, and it became me. It became a part of me. It became a different identity of me. Opened the door of a man. I was already becoming into that process, but I didn't know that was the door I needed to become all the way who I am, to be even more of a leader within my community. So what I'm saying is that if we give these kids the hope, even though Dion, I don't like him that much, but that's my guy, I'll say that. He knows, I say it in front of his face all the time, because he's the very reason why I'm here too. What's up, my guy? You get what I'm saying? But one thing he did say, and one thing I live by, is that you gotta make it real for them. You have to make it real for them. You get what I'm saying? And when he said that to me, it didn't resonate until I actually became something that became real to them. So that's what we got to do. We got to take all our resources and focus on the youth, let the youth know and be like, yo, look, they got 2 young brothers that's here. They want to be in these positions. And then, what we could do is that support them. Support them for running for local office. Support them. We need to bring back. Remember when they used to do presidents in schools and stuff like that? We need to go back to these schools and meet with some of our Republicans and Democrat counterparts and say, hey, listen, I understand we're fighting and we're battling here, but let's do something together for the kids. Let's show them, because you can't tell them to put down their guns and stop the violence, but we're bickering and we're fighting and we're not together. They look at us as a game, no matter how you shape it. Even as a citizen, I shaped it the same way. So it's only right that we show them otherwise, and we show them that we can work together by working with different community boards, by working with different boroughs. And the biggest thing that you said is capitalize on media. And the reason why this is so important, because now every kid don't just want to be media, don't just want to sell clothes, they want to be entrepreneurs. They're not looking at what y'all thinking, they're looking at just the glamour and saying, ha, ha, ha. No, they're looking at it like, how can I get in that business? How can I be at home and make this amount of money? Or how can I even open up a setting to where I can do my own events, or even film, or even be on the radio, or have my own radio show? They want these things. And this is how I connect with the kids in my community. And this is how I think we need to connect with all the kids in our community. You know, I'll let y'all focus on, you know, the other adults because, you know, that's what y'all are here for. With me, I come from a place where we got a lot of people that haven't grown up yet. So at the same sense, you got adults that's 33 that's acting like 18 years old. So you got the 18 years olds out here, yes, beefing with the 33s and this and that. So it's a reason why you're seeing the crime rate when you're seeing 16, 18, 33 get shot. And you're like, how is that happening? 35 get shot, how is that happening? Because they're all in the same bubble. And most of these kids graduated. Most of these kids, I promise you, they're just getting caught up or feeling like, you know what, this is it. The world is tense. We have to make it untense. And together, especially through media and making it real for them, and that's how we do it. That's it.
What's the tagline?
Oh, be the change you wish to see.
Woo!
Be the change you wish to see.
You know, I'm gonna challenge him like I did last year. And just to be clear, I want to make this very, very clear. I don't know Tyreek for 10 years. I didn't, you know, we knocked on his door a year ago and boom. And we've done maybe 13 to 14 different events in the last couple of months. I think it's maybe in the 20s in the last year. And we have more build up for the upcoming year. And that's only in one department. Now the political, that's another thing that we've done together. And I challenged them last time saying, well, what are you doing, right? So I'm gonna challenge you again right now in front of everybody. If by the end of next year, you don't have 5 individuals that you can call within your housing area, your block, or within a 4-block radius from where you live, then you failed your community. There should be 4 to 5 individuals that can say, I'm an honorable blah, blah, blah. My name is Honorable John Smith and Jack Smith, et cetera, in your neighborhood, right? So these are right here. We have elections coming up for district leaders, county committee, state committee, et cetera. Let's get them situated. And I'm just gonna throw this out there because I have this opportunity to speak, but look, you can get somebody signed up at 16. They can't vote, but they can be signed up at 16. That means they can go to community boards and join community boards at 16.
They can?
Yes, they can.
I never knew.
And what Tyreek said today was spur of the moment. I seen him speak. You know, he's one of the best speakers that we have for the conservative. I want to get him in a big platform. So you missed the intro of this, but this is the introductory. We don't have the food, we don't have the party stuff, we don't have that today, but that's our job to push that into the next building.
We got Pepsi.
We got Pepsi. No, you didn't put it in front of the camera because I didn't want to, give them free advertisement this time. But my point is, Jason, that
Thank you.
It's your responsibility to help fill up the seats that are going to come in December. So I need you to use your youth media advertisement, your radio, the star power that certain people bring. That part I'm looking at you, Veronica.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to make sure. The star power that you bring, we need that to be used this time. So our next speaker is an individual that last year when we needed somebody to run for office because we filled up, we were trying to go for all 21 legislative positions. We lost 2 by 1 signature each, which I take as a personal insult. That's my fault. I should have worked harder.
How many, what they have, 49 or?
I don't remember the exact numbers, but we missed 1 signature for 2, and then 1 left because of family issues.
Yeah.
And there would have been 4, but somebody took the opportunity and stepped up when we needed them. And that man is Gary Lutz, everyone.
Yeah. Catman.
The Catman himself.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, good evening, all.
Good evening.
I'm running for Bronx District Civic Leader 85. I'm excited to announce my invitation to run for legislative office next November. It would be an honor to collaborate with others to bring much needed reform and positive change to the Bronx. Reflecting on my very first campaign, I'm deeply grateful to have 684 votes I received. It was a humbling experience and a testament to the power of grassroots support. As a lifelong Bronx resident, I hope to witness firsthand the struggles and the hardships that so many in our community face every day. The personal connection drives me commitment to work tirelessly on behalf of all Bronxites. In the next election, I humbly ask for you to support and your vote. Together, we can build a brighter and equitable future for the Bronx. Thank you, Honorable Gonzalo Duran. Thank you, Vera G. Thank you, Brother Tariq. Thanks, Loudmouth, Devil Dogs, Vera G Productions, JM Empire,
DJF.
DJL, Loudmouth, Jason Morillo. I wish my mom was here to see this. I know she's looking down proud of me.
She definitely is.
And my grandma and my brother. You know, I lost a lot of family. But I'm sure they're proud of me. Thank you all. We the people.
And Gary, we are proud of you as well.
Definitely.
Well, so just to point out one more thing. So Gary mentioned all the individuals that helped him in this election. Now, could we have done more? I think we could have done more.
Yeah.
But in the end of the day, every candidate is in charge of their own campaign. And that's something that's hard when the reality comes in. The individuals think, you know, the party is going to do this and the party is going to do that. Yeah, they're going to do certain things, but in the end of the day, their job is just to get the formality and the administration part. And it's our job to build up the reputation, the media part, getting the funding, et cetera, et cetera. So, and that's the hard part. That's really the hardest part that we have to, the hurdle that we have to deal with. When you go to your family members and you're like, I'm running for office, and the first thing they say is, I don't know, you know. Like, well, who the hell else are you going to vote for, you know? Jeez. And that's not something that I just experienced. All of us have experienced it, you know? And you're like, okay, so you're complaining about the people that you're putting out, but you're not switching. That's the biggest thing that we have to do. So when I say, you know, it's a move, I'm not trying to be negative, I'm not trying to be pessimistic. Look, if our numbers don't increase, majority of the people just vote down the line. It's a scientific fact. If it's not, then, you know, somebody back me up. We need a scientist to say that it is, okay? But the only way that we can push forward is, once again, and Tyreek, this is mainly for you because I know you missed the introduction part, is us pulling our resources together. We have the radio, we have individuals with knowledge, we have, let's say, nonprofit work here, we have Stardom right there, we have the newspaper, we have all that we didn't have the year before that, and we had less the year before that. So now we have no excuse. We've held, well, I'm going to backtrack, and I'm going to talk about a little about the party because I, you know, put a lot of work into that part. But this particular year, we had some of the biggest events in the Bronx for conservatism, and I'll go as far as saying for New York City under the conservatism. You know, we had the Bronx's Magma. You know, they're one of the sponsors for today's event, and they, you know, we partnered with them, and we do the biggest Magma rally. Now, obviously, the Trump rally was a different thing. The Magma rally was specifically to show the community that there is conservative individuals out here, and they came within the party level. That's what the Cortona, that's what the Castle Hill Trump events missed. It had no participation with the party line. So that means the individuals in this room, the party leaders, the individuals that are in that district had no accountability, visibility, or the ability to say, Trump putting them in front and saying, here's 5 minutes in the spotlight and get that moment that we needed to get the numbers. So let's do it ourselves. Let's do all that together. The next person I'm going to ask to speak is one of those individuals that I'm hoping push us into that different spectrum that we need His name, you guys all know him, DJ L7. Come on, let's go.
Hey folks, nice to meet y'all. Just so you know, I've actually been an activist for over 25 years. I've actually, I'm much older than I look. I'm actually like 48. I know a lot of people think I'm in my 30s. Yeah, so,
You're 25.
yeah, a lot of people think that, but it's just, we often make judgments, but you know, I have a lot of experience. Now just so you know, a lot of Asian Americans, it's hard for us to win unless we have an accent. So just so you know, this is a phenomenon that happens. But I have actually been elected before. I was actually in student government. We were in charge of over $2 million, and to this day, students are still saving money because we actually created an alternate site bookstore where kids are still saving money to this day.
Wow.
Now, the thing is that, there's other things we got done, but here's one of the problems, right? The thing is that after I left office, the people who were paying attention were the grifters, the people who wanted to make money off the situation. So actually, after I left, things got worse than they were before. People got complacent, they got used to someone who's good doing the work. So to tell you the truth, as in terms of running for office, I see that as, you know, and I love all the work that you guys are doing, but I'm looking for the long game. After that person runs for office, I've seen a lot of, once again, I've been active for 25 years, I've seen a lot of candidates come and go, right? Jesse Jackson gone, Ross Perot gone, right? All these people are gone. So really, I'm really more concerned about the community and the culture. And I really, to tell you the truth, I joined the Greens in the 90s because I saw the lives that the Democrats had. I believe Martha Rowland's also someone that you know who's similar with that. And to tell you the truth, you know, I would have joined the Conservatives, but they just weren't around. Like, you know, I was on a college campus, you know what I mean? What could I do, right? I didn't see the Libertarians there, but I knew that the Democrats were lying. I knew it wasn't cool. And to tell you the truth, the Conservative Party is something that's more ideologically based. If people want to just play for the money or go for the gusto, they would actually, not saying Republicans all bad or all good, but the fact of the matter is that there's money there. People are here because they have an ideological reason, because they have something that they turn their back on the money to follow their ideals. And I love and respect the organization for that. And this organization is highly competent in terms of running candidates, much more with it than the Libertarians or the Greens. They failed to get on the ballot. I went to a meeting recently, and the Bronx Conservative Party is such an inspiring story. You guys have multiple people running for state assembly, state senate. Y'all have your stuff together. And right, people say whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I believe the people that get results. And honestly, the Bronx Conservative Party is really inspiring to me. I'm thinking about starting a Queens version. So I've been in contact with Bob Chu, and I haven't heard back. But if it doesn't heard back, I'm gonna start it myself. Like, I'm ready to go. But I really appreciate what Gonzalo here said, because
You got our support.
he's got a lot of good knowledge about understanding internal politics, and God knows I know about that. I've been part of a lot of organizations, and he's got a good team together right here. I see a lot of talent here. I like the way that he thinks geographically, and there's going to be a lot of desire to back someone like, and I like Curtis Liu. I like these other candidates, like these star candidates, but I'm going to tell you right now that I have a saying that says, trust the ones who bewitch you, not the ones who they give you. And the fact of the matter, I think that Gonzalo's really kind of been here, building this party, doing the work to build this party. Right, once again, you could have a celebrity come in and they could leave, and then where's the party left? In shambles. No, you need to build a strong base, people like this, grassroots, really that strong, and I really love that so much. So I'm really inspired by that. So once again, I'm gonna ask people here not to get distracted by the other candidates who want to just sweep in, who haven't paid their dues. You know what I mean? I'm asking y'all to get in, stay with that conservative line, and right, be true to that line, okay? Another thing that I want to ask you, the thing is that the third party wears a lot of hats, right? And I see you working video, you're doing media, you're also running for office. You have a lot of skills, but there's a lot of, I really like the vision that Gonzalo's bringing here today to bring us together so we can branch out. I have to make the videos, I'm out there doing the street work, I'm doing the petition. I know a lot of different parts of the game, but I would really love to specialize and really just take it to another level, right? One person can build a home, but a team can build a skyscraper. And really with this team right here, we can go all the way up. There's no limit, right? So really love that right there. Now the thing is, my name's Elf7 because I work with the little people, the disregarded. And I have a coalition, and I tell you this coalition is all the people, they say politics is actually entertainment for the ugly people, and I represent the ugliest. I work with people with disabilities, people that are poor, and I have a lot more actual, credibility on working on these issues than progressives do, just so you know. And I think that this organization, there's something that Reagan said called compassionate conservatism. And it doesn't mean that just because we believe in personal responsibility, that we believe in throwing people in the trash, right? We can be both of that. So I really like, once again, props out to Gonzalo's work. I know he's helping out people that are veterans that are facing homelessness, stuff like that. I know that you've done some school bag giveaways, so I couldn't make it. I'm doing a lot of stuff out
I
here.
don't know.
Yeah.
I go on this.
Just so you know, because I actually represent a threat to a lot of these progressives, actually, I'm highly blackballed in that industry. And you know what I mean? Even though I work with people that have been wrongfully incarcerated, we actually have an event coming up tomorrow. We're going to help the people who are in Fulham, Chelsea, who are facing imminent eviction, right? And these are the most vulnerable people, once again, disabled, elderly, and people who are veterans, people that have served our country, being ready to throw into the trash so Democrats can make their money. It's disgusting, yeah? So one thing that I want to tell you right now is another people that are vulnerable are the students right now. We just went to, we had 10,000, we went to the schools, NYU, Hunter, Columbia University with 10,000 business cards, trying to get the students involved, because right now the students are being weaponized against people like yourself, right? You got those kids out there running the petitions for DSA, for all these other groups, right? Yeah, we need to recapture this group. That's why I'm actually very excited to have Isaiah on board, that's who's younger, who could really appeal to that demographic, right? And the thing is that we're having discussion panels. The first day of school for Hunter College is going to be January 26th. And then with that very weekend, February 2nd, we're trying to run some events, a discussion panel with students to get them involved, to get them to learn about your campaigns, to become petitioners. And you know February is when the actually petitions come out, right? So they can go and help you. Not only that, but you know, once again with Trump winning, right? You said there's going to be a whole bunch of Republican clubs starting. That's exactly right. We need to ride this wave and take it up. There's a lot of opportunities we have available that we could actually get these kids. 100 colleges sending kids to internships at the White House, this corrupt Democrat machine where they were stealing money, having cocaine parties. And yo, I'm dead serious. This is where we're trying to get issues on. So once again, every Sunday from December 1st until February 2nd, we're having discussion panels on a variety of topics, either be wrongful incarceration, criminal justice reform, and I had an event. Some people saw me in that movie Wiener, where actually
Citizen Wiener.
Had a blessing from Serpico, right, to address criminal justice reform. So I want to put you guys onto that stage. Another thing is that if you have an issue that you specialize in, right, I can actually address it to make you shine. Think of me as your partner, think of me as your aide. I am biased. I am biased towards this organization that brought me here today, and Gonzalo Duran. Thank you so much. Yeah, I really appreciate that. So once again, you know, if you want some, I have events coming up, I think for Thanksgiving, we're going to say Make Thanksgiving Great Again. We're going to actually be at National Action Network. Now, I was there protesting DEI, protesting DEI because of the way it treats Asian Americans. Al Sharpton took me to the side and said he's one of us, pointing to me. Because I work with all the poor people in his organization. He's not helping all the celebrities. So he knows that if he goes back right to the office, all the people are there looking at me because I've actually helped his poor people, right, while he hasn't had time for them. I have a lot more credibility on these progressive issues than the progressives do. And honestly, I'm telling you right now, the conservatives are blamed and looked at it in a certain way. But conservative people, once again, compassionate conservatism is the thing, right? Yeah, and it doesn't mean we're heartless, but there's nothing wrong with self-responsibility. There's a lot of traps. Welfare can be a trap. That's just, you probably know what I'm talking about, okay? So I also have, I play on the subway train. I actually have over 140 people that I have featured for free on my channel to actually show other street artists. And I can actually, if you have a shirt for me to wear, I play on the train regularly. I see thousands of people on a regular basis. I got you. Sometimes I happen to be in movies or something, right? If I have your shirt on, I'll be proud to represent your brand and what you stand for. So it's a good way to advertise. I'm also having, I've had U.S. presidential candidate debates, and I had the only a third-party independent candidate for the 21 election cycle in New York City. So I'm happy to do that, repeat that again in the 25 election cycle, and I'll be trying to lift you guys, your voices up versus the corny choices that they give us, Brad Pander and this kind of bullshit, right? So, look, it's a fact. We cannot share all positions and priorities, any two people, not just in the party. But the fact of the matter is that you work with me, I work with you. And once again, I said, trust people that bewitch you, not the ones that they give you. Look, I like Trump, right? Yeah, I think Kamala's disgusting, but Trump's not working with me. So if you're talking to me, I will prioritize you. Not saying that I don't think Trump's worth working with. Yeah, I think he's got a lot of, but he's not talking to me. He's a cool guy, but once again, right, I can't prioritize. I got to prioritize people in my life that are actually having conversations with me. So I phone bank for Trump, but I will phone bank for you too. You know what I mean? And you're my priority, just so you know. Maybe it sounds crazy, but I hope it makes some sense. Yeah. Look, just to close it off right here, I have. I think a lot of you are politically aware, so you know that, right? Being a mayor what is it, like, I think the top rank for a city, for a state assembly, I think $500, you can turn that to like maybe 2,000, 4,000. And then I think for a state senator, it's like 2,000, you can turn that like maybe like 16,000. But for mayor, holding $250,000, just the minimum, right? Yeah, and then we can set up the money for the party and if the money's left over, we can support down ballot candidates in the future, right? So this is actually a great, having someone on the conservative line can really be a future for the party. I think Gonzalo's really, you know, I love the way that he's really built the party. I think he's got a great mind for this business. I hope that we can unify under Gonzalo Duran. I think he's a great spokesperson for this party, and I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much.
I think you found a press secretary. You got a hype man right here.
That's right.
Damn, you know, maybe
Yeah,
some of
put
you
him on
guys can
payroll.
talk like that a little more while doing it. So that's something that we haven't had too much of, especially in the South Bronx. So,
He even helped out your first candidate. He even helped out me. He was my campaign manager in the beginning.
yep. And he's volunteered to other individuals to help them. Now, you know, I'm gonna be straightforward. He thinks the bigger picture. You know, I'm telling you guys the same thing everywhere I go. Get 50 signatures. That's your campaign.
He tells me that every day.
every day.
Every day, day and night.
Gonzalo, hey,
I'm in the middle of my sleep. He calls me. You got those 50 signatures there?
because
While I'm on the
yeah.
toilet.
Look, in the end of the day, I'm gonna be realistic with you guys.
Oh.
What's the most cost-effective way to get on the ballot right now? And it's getting your 50 signatures. It's nothing more complicated. Everything else after that, yes, it's complicated. And in these last, let's say, couple weeks, I have not made it hidden. I have not been subtle. I have made it publicly that I'm running for mayor. I got the paperwork lined up. I got the press release ready, but I wanted to make sure that today, not only did I have, you know, Manhattan representative, Brooklyn representative, and Bronx representative here, and other individuals, but I wanted to make sure that you understand that, yes, I'm asking you to support me running for mayor, but at the same time, I'm supporting you going down the line as well.
Supporting you, supporting all of us.
Supporting all of us. Because at the end of the day, we have a battle coming up, not only with just the Republicans, but with other people that are just special interest groups. Now that these seats might be viable. Like I said earlier, we've seen a lot of red come in all over New York City. So we're gonna have to compete with them. Before, you didn't have to compete with them. Before, Gonzalo could get all your signatures on a weekend and we're good. Now, you know, if somebody throws in 100,000 or 500,000 for, you know, their campaign, that's a different story. That's what we're going to be competing with from here on out. And those groups and those associations, they're recruiting. They're recruiting hard. I'm sure a majority of you have been spoken to, let's say the Young Republicans already, might have been reached out to you guys, offered you discounts on their membership. They're not doing that for no reason. They're doing it because they're building their foundation. But
The Socialist Democratic Party tried to recruit me
right there.
recently. And the Democratic Party. They're
Now-
trying to get me back.
Now, the main thing that I have to keep, you know, where is our foundation? Where is our commodity? That's on the ballot. That's all we have. We don't have the access to the Board of Election, you know, seats and job opportunities. We don't have the numbers where if, you know, we just ask for the conservative to give us that extra, you know, 4 or 5% in the voting percentages. No, we don't. We're trying to go uphill in a battle. So I need you guys to support me, but at the same time, we're supporting each other. So I'm gonna bring up a date soon for you guys to pick out. And December, when we have this event right here, I need all of you to get these signed, bring in your people, bring in your families. This is gonna be an opportunity for you to speak in front of a bigger and larger crowd, to be maybe the starting point for your own campaign. Right there, how many people are offering you to start up on your own campaign? Not that many, because the glory isn't shared amongst many. But I'm telling you right now, since I met you guys, I've never not given a door, position, or the ability to outperform me or outweigh me or anything like that, because I believe in competition, and then most importantly, I believe in cooperation. And that's one thing that a lot of people can't see in these positions. So if we can do it, let's be the first big entity that tries it. And if we fail beautifully. We fail together. At least we have some kind of movement so that the next person after us has a shot. So if we lose, we're losing with media, we're losing with events, we're losing with increasing our numbers. That's how I count my losses. You know, I lost the Congressional District 15 race, but Richie Torres is backpedaling every conversation in the news about what he needs to be more conservative or more centered or something like that. You know, if you looked at his endorsements, in the end of the day, I'm right below his. So he has to see my name right under his stuff that, yes, they endorsed him, but Gonzalo Duran was right behind him or something. And I got some of a Jewish endorsement from the Riverside. I got front page for the Riverside newspaper, which is predominantly in a Jewish community where he is, you know, top.
You were mentioning the everything you've been doing this year with the Bronx's MAGA and the event you and Tina and what's his Ruben Diaz?
The Ruben Diaz one, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Ruben
but
Vargas?
Yeah. All together, you guys were front page on the
Jose Vega.
London Financial Times.
Oh, that one.
All the way in London.
So once again,
London.
You know, today, you know, we reached the German TV producer who talked to us. So we're making those waves, and people are getting to know what we're saying.
I can share the footage with them.
Well, I appreciate that,
Yeah.
Jason. So once again, for me losing, I lost with like 5 or 8 newspapers dedicated to me, talking about me, putting a foundation towards me, and then the others were of me helping the party doing whatever we're doing. And that's where the collaborative part that I want to make sure that we get. I think I was the first conservative in a couple years to be on a BronxNet flagship episode, open on BronxNet. That's something that if the people don't see it in the community, they don't know there's conservatives out there. So Brian should be here in a minute. I want us to mingle a little bit before, and then when he comes back, we'll give him a little minute to speak if you guys don't mind. And the only reason I put the...
It's good to see some familiar faces and some faces I have heard of, as well as some new faces. I just left a business meeting for the community board that I'm part of. I'm on Community Board 3 as a board member. I just left the Housing Committee meeting a minute ago. It was very good. I got on the community board through one of the 2 ways that you can. I applied directly with the borough president's office to be able to be appointed to the community board. The other way to get on the community board is to be nominated by your city council member. The irony of the whole thing is that I tried to go the other way to get nominated by a city council member a few years ago with Vanessa Gibson when she was my city council member, and then the funny thing was I applied directly with her office, and now she appointed me. So the same person who told me that I had to go to another meeting to see her ended up being the person who appointed me to the community boards, which is the funny way how things come back around for a full circle, so to speak. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions about the community board? Yes.
While you were in, you started out as a Democrat, and then you finish off as a Republican. Did you see or feel any animosity when that became public?
No, not really. Recently, when our Sergeant at Arms, Rita Jones, stepped down because she moved to Virginia, a person who was a prominent member of the Democratic Club for the area actually nominated me to be the new Sergeant at Arms, but I could not accept the offer because I didn't meet the eligibility requirement. You had to complete at least one full 2-year term on the community board prior to being eligible to run for an officer position on the community board, which I was not eligible for because this is my first term. Does anybody else have any other questions? what I would like to say in closing about the community board is that I like that everyone is open to new ideas as well as various varying viewpoints, even though most of the people on the community board are moderate liberal Democrats on my community board. I'm one of the only 3 conservatives on the community board. And I like that we're able to come together more so for the sake of the community, which shows that there is hope in being able to bridge the gap between liberals and conservatives in not just the Bronx, but across the whole city. Yes.
So, what is the time period if somebody was going to apply to the community board? What's the deadline, what's the time period to apply for that?
Okay, sure. The time period to apply for the community board would be just to start looking into it is right about now. Because in January there's going to be that the application is going to go live again online, and then you have to complete the application or meet with your city council member around that time. And when you come, if you go the same route that I did and get appointed directly by the borough president, you have to complete the application and then you have to be interviewed by a member of the community board unit. I was interviewed by Kenny Agosto, who is, I think, the deputy director for the community board unit for the Bronx. Mm-hmm. And then, based on how my interview with Kenny went, he said that he really liked what I had to say, and then he said that he was going to ask the borough president to move forward with appointing me to the community board, which he ultimately did. Mm. Even though I have my own disappointed views of the borough president, even though I'm glad that she appointed me to the community board, but still, I still find myself on opposite sides of the table with her sometimes on some of the issues.
So which is normal? It's normal. If you didn't, then that would be weird.
Don't forget, under the new requirements, Brian, that you have to attend, they have to have an attendance that you attended a couple of the meetings during the year so that they can see that, that'll support the application. So that's part of the new requirements for to become board members.
Oh, I didn't know that. It wasn't required when I applied.
Yeah, because
right, you have to attend a certain amount of board meetings throughout the the board year. Remember, the board starts in September and it ends in June of the following year.
Okay.
So you have to have let's say some committee meetings and then also some board meetings.
Yeah, he's right. The board meetings, they end in June, and then the executive committee does work during the summer months until the board as a whole is active again in September.
Quick question. So I was looking at the community board calendar. You could go to those community meetings.
Yes, they're open to the public.
Right. You can attend any of the meetings. The only thing is as a committee member, you can vote, and if you're a member of the public, you're not allowed to vote. But you can say your input. You can have input into whatever the discussions are. So if they're discussing, a building that's being, proposed, and you live within that area. Right?
It's like city council, you could attend the hearings, but you don't have a
You
vote.
can have your say, but ultimately, you don't have a vote within that committee. But if you're a member of that committee and a member of the board, then you'll get to vote for it at the full board or at the committee.
What he's saying is correct. Anybody could walk into any community board meeting. Even though I don't live in Manhattan, I could walk into any Manhattan community board meeting. Mm-hmm. Just like somebody from Manhattan could walk into any of our meetings. Because all these meetings that the community boards have, regardless whether it's the full board meetings or committee meeting like I was at just now for the housing committee, they all follow the open meetings law, which is what he was alluding to. Does anybody else have any questions?
Being a community board member, is it a paid position or unpaid?
It's unpaid.
Oh, okay.
Though there are some perks. Sometimes we do some things for each other. This year, the staff for my community board is giving each board member a turkey for Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good.
Which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Whole turkey.
A whole,
okay.
Okay. These are whole big turkeys.
All right.
Did you know
the big ones?
Borough President is still doing the turkey giveaway she usually does? They usually do Borough President's office. I know DS used to do it. one I don't know about.
They probably already did it, but the Yankees usually have it. They have their voucher, and they'll pick it up.
Right?
Good job, Ron. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Emmanuel?
I applied for the community board where I live, but of course they didn't get back to me.
Yeah, well, Harvey.
Because they're all running against me.
So, I know I'm putting him in on the spot, but I want Emmanuel to be able to speak because of something that I learned this year. I'm going to send you guys an article about his story and his journey from Sierra Leone, coming here legally, and then running for office for legislative office this past election.
Wow.
So that's a story that a lot of us should or want to be a part of, because a lot of us have that situation going on in our own communities. So, Emmanuel Finley Jr.
Thank you. Hello, good evening, guys. I wasn't quite prepared for this, so you're gonna have to pardon me. I just came straight out of work, so. Again, my name is Emmanuel Finley. As Gonzalo was saying, I did run this year for, so sorry, I'm a little bit. So yeah, as Gonzalo was saying, I did run this year for the 79th district in the Bronx. Thank you. I did run for the 79th district in the Bronx. Unfortunately, we didn't win this year, but we did get a lot more votes than I believe any conservative got before, so that's a good thing. Slightly under 800, which given the area and given the division of political beliefs and political leaning, it's a pretty good thing for the Bronx. Prior to that, I ran for the district leader. I ran for the district leader, same district, 79th. We had little shenanigans happen in that one because on election day, with like 99% of the votes in, I had the lead, and then 4 days later, I was down at the bottom. So I went from the top to the bottom. So that was pretty interesting. So to see that's one of the challenges we're going to be facing here in the Bronx. And the thing is, people don't know who we are. They don't even know that we exist. And the challenge is getting out there and getting people to know who we are. Getting people to know that, hey, we care, because most of what people see and what people hear is the Democratic side of things. They don't even, at least they get the Republican side of things on a national scale, but they don't even get to hear the conservative side of things. Or I say, yes, there are some Democratic views that we align with, and there are some Republican views that we align with. We're more like in the center. We're more community oriented, where we help each other. The family helps the community helps the family, and that creates, the society. It's about helping back and forth. And we need to let the people know. And in that vein, what we need to do more is be out there more. We'd like to have more events. We don't have to spend a lot of money to get the events out there. We can go out there, even if we have some people that, depending on what your job is. I work with the HRA currently, and one of the things I'm trying to do, which just hasn't, it's been a little bit rocky, is I was trying to get a coat drive going on. I want to get a coat drive, and while the coat drive is going on, I want to have some workers from the HRA over there at the coat drive to help people fill out their Medicaid, to show how to fill it out properly, because people don't know how to fill it out, and what happens is you end up having it sent back, you get a deferral, which means you have to send extra paperwork and go back and forth. So if we teach people how to do it the first time the right way, then the elderly will actually have the help that they need, and they will know how to properly answer the questions and make sure that their needs are being met, because they've worked in the community, they've put the work in, and it's time for us to take care of them. On the other side, the other thing I'm really, I would say, passionate about is veterans. It's something I've seen a lot of people go in and come in not the same, and not in a good way. I'm deliberately being vague about, the whole military thing, because it's really, I'm not trying to disparage the military. We need our military, and those that step up are amazing people. Not everybody makes the cut, but the ones that do answer the call it takes guts to sit there and go, I'm going to go out there and I could possibly get thrown into war. Right? And for those that step up, that go out there, we respect them and we thank them for that. But at the same time, there's certain things that's happening that we're not okay with, and it's something we need to speak out on. from the way our veterans are treated. I believe that before a veteran leaves the Army, they should already have job applications lined up. They should already have all of that. They should be leaving the Army, from the Army, into your 2-week vacation and get another job ready to go when you're ready for it. I think that Army should do a much better job in getting people prepared for that. I don't think it does that a good job of, because the most the Army does when you leave, one of the things they do is that they'll call you like every 6 months to a year to check up and see how you're doing. But that's just, excuse my French, that's just hot air. Because there's no real follow-up, there's no real, you can go to the VA and you get just sent around in circles. Yeah, and the VA is, from my belief, from my perception, it's in the business of denying claims. Prove me wrong. Get the veterans you have on the street into homes, get them the medical help that you need, then you prove me wrong. But since you're not doing it, I'm gonna stand on that. And my thing again is, it's the community that helps. So if they don't want to do it, I think the community should step in, and that's why I was talking about earlier about the coat drive, because that's how the community knows that, hey, we're here and we are not only part of the community, we care about you, and it's not just, we're not just talking out the two sides of our neck. So that's the thing I really want to push. I was talking to brother over there. We're going to be talking later on, because we're going to be get together to get that program going, because we really want to get that going, especially with the coat drive. The winter, as you can see, it's getting colder and colder, and there are people out there, they definitely need the help, they need the coats, we got to get to them, and then try to go from there. Coats, shoes, they don't have to be new, but respectable, so that people can have at least some level of dignity when they go out and they walk. The little you do can go a long way. You never know how that could change a person's day and a person's life. It's the little moments in life that make a big difference, and oftentimes we don't take that into account. So as a conservative party, I believe the one thing we should definitely strive for and fight more for is to be out in the community. Yeah, it's not just about getting the positions, but it's also about connecting with the people in the community so they know who you are. So you know, hey, our government represents us, the people that are there are people that care about us and that are capable of doing the job. So again, I would strongly urge that we continue to do more of that, get more of our messages out there, let people know who we are.
I'll make this quick because I know you guys are getting anxious. But imagine a nonprofit that has already visibility in the community, and then 2 or 3 district leaders sponsoring, let's say, a coat drive for a particular candidate, and then you get somebody to take the pictures, let's say somebody like James to take the pictures, and then you get somebody like, let me say, me, to write an article about it, and then, then you get somebody with the background of getting a large amount of coats, and then you put it all together in a facility or an event, and then next thing you know, everybody had an opportunity, everybody had face, everybody has an objective, and then at the end of the day, we clear something that wasn't done before, and we have substance to push it forward. I don't know, there's a crazy idea that I have, putting a bunch of people together to think that way, and that we're already doing it. I thought you guys were gonna clap for that one.
Community.
If you have a nonprofit sponsor, all you have to do is reach out to New York Cares, because New York Cares, I used to hand out coats in my area, and New York Cares was always facilitated. I used to get 500, sometimes 750. You have to have a nonprofit which will, because the New York Cares collects the coats, and the vast majority of them are donated by major retailers, and they give them to New York Cares. New York Cares then gives them out. But you have to have a nonprofit that makes the request, and you have to get on their list. They have thousands of people. So you have a nonprofit. I don't know if Mr. Finley has a nonprofit, but once you get on that list, then you're good to go. I used to do it, St. Juan's of Tours, I used to do it in my area, so, But I kind of gave all that up because, listen, to me,
But having the person in the room with the knowledge, once again, putting it all together, community. So, that being said, the
Which ties
next,
into what I was saying earlier about one person helping the other one.
I only bring that up because that's the part you missed that I want, because we put all that together, and come December, we bring our families, we bring our friends together, we bring in people that we just register together, and now we have a better shot to getting everything that we want. And once again, if we fail together, but we fail at a higher level. With the publicity, with the work being done, with the community knowing who we are, I'm asking you to support me for my run for mayor. I will support you just like I have repeatedly over the years, these many years, and we can start making some wave for the party, for us, and hopefully for some other people in the future. Thank you. Thank you.